Hi, and welcome to the video on how to use the contests at footballbook.pro. So the first thing you're going to want to do is click on the Contests tab. Okay, so once you've done that, you'll notice that we have 4 contests available. We have the Against the Spread contest, we have the Straight Up contest, we have the Suicide Pool contest, and we have the FBK Pro Line. Now, as of the making of this video, the FBK Pro Line is not fully functional, but we'll get to that a little bit later anyway. This first video is just going to talk about the Against the Spread contest. So in the Against the Spread contest, you're going to be picking games, taking the spread into account. Now, when you see the spread in this column here, you'll see that it's negative if the home team is the favorite, and it's positive if the home team is not the favorite, is the underdog. So basically, in the case of Minnesota versus Cleveland, and this happens to be a Week 1 matchup, the Cleveland Browns are the underdog and they're spotted 3 points. So this would be, I'll take Cleveland and 3 points, okay? Whereas, say in this Miami Dolphin Atlanta game, Atlanta's the favorite, so they have to give up 4 points. So what we can do is, there are some rules about Against the Spread contest. Basically, you're not allowed to bet more than $1,000 in any game, and again, this is all play money. You're not allowed to spend more than half of your bankroll. So everybody starts off with $5,000. So you're allowed to bet up to $2,500 in Week 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make my picks here, and I'm going to try and make them as real as I can. And try to explain to you how the thought process would go into this. Now, I look at Kansas City and Baltimore, and I think Baltimore good defense. I think Kansas City, yes, they have Matt Castle as a quarterback, but they've lost their best receiver in Tony Gonzalez. Do I think Baltimore could win by 8.5? You know what? I'm going to say Baltimore's going to win, but they won't cover. So I'll have to take Kansas City Chiefs. And I don't feel very comfortable with that, or too confident, so I'll just make my bet $50. The next game, Miami versus Atlanta. You know, Miami had a great record last year, but they're only one season removed from a 1-15 season. You know, I like Atlanta. I'll even give up the 4 points. I'll take Atlanta. I'm feeling pretty good about this game. See, I'll make it $100. Next game, Minnesota versus the Cleveland Browns. And I really like Minnesota on this because they have the weapons. They have the best running back in the game. They have a quarterback who knows how to throw the ball in Brett Favre. They're on the road, but it's only 3 points. You know, I'm going to take Minnesota. And you know what? It's Week 1. I'm going to bet $500 on that game, since it's only a 3-point spread. Okay, so this is basically a pick 'em with Denver at Cincinnati. I'm going to take Cincinnati. I'm going to, you know, I feel pretty good about that. I think I'm going to put $200 on that game. Okay, the next game, well, we've got Houston at home. The Jets, you know, the Jets don't have Favre anymore. I don't think they're the team they were without him. I'll give up the 4 points, and I'm not feeling overly confident, but you know, I'll put $75 on the Houston Texans. Dallas at Tampa Bay, 3 points. You know what? I like Dallas a lot on this one. I'm gonna bet another $500. Again, it's Week 1. I've got $2,500 to play with. I might not be able to bet $500 in Week 16 if I've lost all my money, but we'll see. This is a pretty even game here. Philadelphia, Carolina. Still, Carolina's at home. I'll go with them, and I'll just say, you know, $100. All right, Detroit and New Orleans. Well, Detroit, we know what happened to Detroit in 2008. New Orleans, very solid at home. Rookie quarterback in Detroit. You know what? 11.5 is an awful lot of points to give up, but Detroit's just the team that could, you know, not get that. So a bit of a risky move, but you know what? I'll take New Orleans minus the 11.5. Okay, Jacksonville at Indianapolis. I like Indy at home, even though Indy lost their home opener last year to Chicago and knocked so many people out of the suicide pool. You know what? Jacksonville, I think they were like 5-11 last year, but a lot of injuries. Still, I don't think Peyton Manning's going to lose 2 in a row home openers. So 7 points, but you know what? He's got something to prove. I'll put $100 on that. Okay, so here we've got the St. Louis Rams, Seattle Seahawks. You know, I know Seattle's going to win this game, but will they win by 7? I'm not sure. So you know what? I'll just put $50. Now you don't have to bet on every game, by the way. You know, you could take a pass and say I choose not to bet on this game. Okay, so you know what? San Francisco and Arizona. You know, Gio wrote an article about how the loser of the Super Bowl doesn't cover in 9 straight years. So you know what? I'll take San Francisco in this game. Not that I think they're going to win, but I just think Arizona won't cover. And I'll go $50 on that. And similarly, Washington Redskins, New York Giants, you know, home team. Sure, why not? $50. Chicago at Green Bay. I'll go Green Bay. A lot of people are saying Chicago's going to be good this year, but you know what? They have no receivers. $50. Okay, you know what? 10 points is an awful lot, but again, Brady's got a lot to accomplish here. So you know what? I'll bet $500 on Tom Brady, even though it's 10 points, which is a lot. San Diego, that's, you know, over Oakland. I could see that happening, but do I feel confident? No. $50. So once I've placed all my bets, I'm going to go ahead and hit submit. And once we do that, you'll see that all the picks are now showing up, and the check mark is beside all of my picks. Okay, and then you can also see how much I've bet on each one. Okay, now after you've placed your bets, if you want, you can go to the home page, because remember that your profile will be in the home page, and here it says this is all, you know, fake data here about that I root for the New Orleans Saints, etc. But now it says my play money, I'm down to $25.25, which, what a coincidence. I wasn't adding it or anything, but I would have been allowed to put $25 more because I started with $5,000 and I'm down to $25.25 because I've got a whole bunch of bets outstanding. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the Against the Spread contest. The next video will show you all about the straight up contest.